All right, how's everyone doing? I am Rich Celenza. Thanks for checking out my channel. So I'm going to get into today a bunch of grooming tips that I've learned throughout my life. My father was a very well-known hairstylist in Chicago, probably one of the best. He used to cut hair for Paul Newman, Hugh Hefner, many other different people. I also grew up in the, I guess you could say to a certain degree, the film and television industry. A lot of my family members cut hair for a lot of the feature films and television shows that come to Chicago. I also have a lot of family members too that own their own shops. So I basically, I guess you could say, was groomed into grooming. And I'm going to give you a breakdown of the entire head, all right? Not only the hair on your head, the beard, your eyebrows, what I do to remove hair from my ears and nose and everything in between, all right? I kind of call it sculpting more than grooming. But here's my video. I hope you like it. So first off, one of the things I want to say is don't be afraid of a hair trimmer, all right? Right here. I think this is what literally scares a lot of people, especially younger people. They're afraid. They don't know how to use it. There's nobody to teach them how to use it. I'm going to kind of show you some tricks of it. It's not that complicated. Also, if you are going bald or you want to just start trimming your head, your beard, or whatever, it's going to save you a lot of money if you start learning how to use your own hair trimmer. Because the truth is, you know, a lot of times when you're getting your hair cut or you have to have it done, it can cost $20 up to $50 to have your head or your beard or whatever done. When you go out and buy one of these, it's a game changer for the rest of your life. Also, these are not that expensive. So here's one that I love to use, and I use this one specifically to show you because it's one of the cheapest. It's Wahl, W-A-H-L. You can get these at Target, Walmart, CVS, Walgreens. They have them priced from $20 all the way up to in the hundreds. They also have them at, say, Sally's Beauty Supplies. But a lot of people, when you buy these, think they're hundreds and hundreds of dollars. A lot of times they're not, okay? And again, very simple, very durable. The trick is you got to keep it clean and take care of it, even oil it up once in a while, all right? But yeah, let's start with this. Actually, before I even start with that, let me get back to what I'm trying to do and what I've done over the years. For me, what I think looks best, and I think this goes for a lot of people, is my beard or my 5 o'clock shadow, or whatever the case may be, blending exactly with what's on my head up here for an exact smooth look. That's just me. Now, a lot of people, as you know, they go big hair or bigger hair, they go clean hair. You can do whatever you want to do. But for me, and I think this goes for a lot of people, I'm just telling you, the cleaner it is, it looks from basically here to the top of your head, and the more proportion the hair is. And also, a lot of times people don't realize this, I think. If you don't have a beard and you're shaving your head, you definitely want to consider bringing some color to your face, especially in these times. A lot of times when we're all clean shaved, for instance, it's just too much face, man. It's like a bright light hitting you. If you're not tan, it just a lot of times does not look that good. So again, you can do whatever you want to do. If you're entirely bald or you have hair on your head, I would definitely bring something into play here. Also, when people look at you, it's kind of a softer look. They're just not looking at your forehead the whole time, right? It kind of lowers their eyes and it brings some structure here. I'm going to kind of show you the necklines because the other thing too is if you do have a beard or whatever, we definitely want to try, unless that's the look you're going for, we want to clean this neck up. Too many people let this neck grow. And as you can see, it just goes flat here. I'm going to kind of show you how to do a detail line here, even go a little higher. We're going to try a bunch of different things today. Also, when people look at you from the side, if you got a nice clean neck here, you know, it'll look much more chiseled back here too. And so I just wanted to mention that as well, because I don't think a lot of people too, they just think it's beard, head, right? It's not. This all has to work in one blend, one beautiful look. It's got to be clean. And again, you can go clean up hair, you can go big hair, you could go, you know, some hair here. I would not, and I tell this all the time, you want to make sure that though, if you're going to grow your hair out, I would not go more than a week. Before you know it, you start to look like Bozo. And that's, I kind of grew this out, it's that you start to have all these little sprouts. You may not even see these type of things. Other people do. And here's some things I'm going to start showing you how to use, hopefully, if you really want to start grooming correctly and, you know, trimming up, is using different types of mirrors. So here's a regular mirror, and then that's going to kind of zoom in. I have 2 different styles of these. And man, when you get that, you're going to start seeing all the hairs on your face. Are they lined up correctly and all these different types of things? So, all right, let's start. So we're back to the razor here. It's very simple to use one of these, okay? For instance, this is how simple it is. The higher you go on here, so I'm going to raise it up, the closer the blade is, okay, to the top. That's a little dangerous, I'm not going to lie. That's really going to be on top of your face, okay? The more you back it up, obviously the blade is back further, but don't underestimate the blade is still there, okay? What I do is, for the most part, I don't get to this till the end. I'm always using, so for instance, in this case, what's that, 15 millimeter or something? What do they call it? I can't even remember. Something. I put this on. And then if you do buy a razor, you're gonna have different levels. Here, I'm just pulling them out. So for instance, here's a 1. It goes 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Again, that varies on what you wanna do on the sides, the top and all that. I'm not gonna get into that today. So all you do is snap this on here. It's very simple. I kinda use this as a double protector, okay? Now the one thing I think that destroys a lot of people is they think they have to hold this very hard and you're pressing it against your face. No. Again, this is the tool to do the job. And the last thing we ever want to do is cut our face, right? We do not want to damage our face. We want to hold this very, in my opinion, throughout my life, I let this do the work, okay? Even if I miss something, but the last thing I want to do is press hard, okay? Or come at kind of goofy angles. We definitely don't want to hit and pull any which way like that because we're going to be pulling the hair. We're mainly going to be just, for the most part, I like going up a lot of times, and I don't mind going side. A lot of things that I'm doing, regardless pulling up, is because our face is always dropping down. So if you know anything about like putting creams on or anything, you kind of always want to be pushing up. And I kind of look at it as the same with this, all right? All right, so here we go. I'm gonna kick this on, very simple. Now again, let this do the work. I usually start at the neck. Very simple, I'm just going up, starting very simple. As soon as I hit the Adam's apple, I'm going to swallow because it'll disappear, watch. And I let it out. I want to make sure that I get that Adam's apple clean. I don't want that to have hair on it, right? Even when I go to shave, which I'll show you as well. So we're just going to keep kind of coming up just like this. Very simple. Look at how I'm not jamming this. I'm not forcing it. I'm letting this do the work. The better you get, the quicker you're going to be. So I'll eventually hold it the way that I feel most comfortable, okay? There we go. So I always start at the neck. And I'm going to just come straight up for me. Okay? And I'm going to come straight up here. I'm going real tight today because I kind of want it to be extreme for you so you can see a big difference. Now the other thing I have is I'm very thick here, very thick. This takes longer. Now I'm going to stick for instance, my tongue through there to make sure I get that whole area, because a lot of times you're going to be either going over, up, over and out or whatever. But same with that. Same with that. Again, smooth up and down. Looks like I'm shaving my entire face, but I'm not. There we go. Sometimes if you want to see what you look like I should have just showed you, you could kind of see what you look like with a goatee, for instance. Like you're like, oh, take a picture of yourself. Next, let me trim this, for instance, and now I can kind of see what I look like if I just had a mustache. Those are just test runs, okay? And in my case, I'm very thick hair. I'm very thick hair. But again, if I shave this, you know. Also, I like to hold it up high for me. Little control. I don't think holding it back here is a very good idea. Again, I see a lot of people holding it like this. It's hardcore. I'm up here with it. Let's take a look. And now, let me go to the mustache. I'm moving my face, my tongue I'm using as a tool, like I said. I'm just not like this. A lot of guys will just be like, you could catch your lip, right? All these different types of things. You want to make sure you're not touching any area of your lip. That's why I'm pushing this out. Also, don't ever forget about under here. A lot of guys will do everything and then they forget, unless you want that look. Okay? So we're getting close here. Also, from the side here, it's come wide. You want to make sure that all this is exact. Okay? I want to make sure. Same back here. Alright. That's about as good for now as I get. Now also, if I want, I can push my lips together kind of come over the top. Also go high here. You don't want to look like you got nose hairs. All right. For here, we're going to go straight up. Very simple. Again, we're not digging this in our head, not stabbing ourselves. Let this do the work. It will glide. For me, this is what I do. And I go straight up, all the way up. So I know it's going to be exact for me, top and bottom. Okay. Also, come up here. For now, I'm just going to be showing you this way. Let's go to this side. Straight up. Straight up. We want to come there. We want to go around the ears. We're going to trim that up as well. And as you can start to see, things start to come into shape. All right, now, okay. All right, so now we're just going to go straight over the top like this. And I'm going to trim that up as well later. But for now. Okay. Now I'm going to pull this forward for me to really make sure I get in around the ear. Okay? Same here, I'm going to pull it a little bit. I want to definitely pull that and go around the bend. Okay. All right, this is where it gets a little tricky. A lot of people don't have sometimes a problem shaving the front of their face, but when it comes behind their head, they get a little nervous. They don't know how to use this correctly. They're afraid they're going to stab themselves. They also don't know what it's going to look like. So we're going to go back to our friendly little mirror here, okay? Bingo. You may even end up seeing some of the stuff that I'm shooting or using camera. Oh, there it is. Oh, there's some love notes too. All right. So very simple again. I'm holding this. Hopefully you can see this. I'm just going to go straight up. And again, don't worry, it doesn't have to always be perfect at the beginning. We're just going to go straight up and down here. Just keep going. Right? Keep it going. Alright. Am I in the shot? Yeah, hopefully, right? There we go. It's not easy either over here, but let me using a bunch of different angles. Kind of get that off my head. And we're going to come straight up, straight up. See? Now you can start seeing it's cleaning up. Again, I don't always have to do it on the first stroke. Just keep coming back to it, hitting it from different angles. Right? Just move that there. Alright. There we go. Now, now what I'm going to do is come over here, right? And I'm just going to clean right behind here. Come up. Want to make sure, again, behind here. We're going to come behind here now. Right? Nice. Now what I do is, let me move this over here. I kind of do a once all the way through here. I want to make sure everything is perfect. I come this way, I sculpt around my eyebrows, come up here. Okay. We want this to be perfect. And sometimes, you know, it just takes a little more time. So I come there, come up here, do the back. Okay. All right, so this is a good first run, I call it. This is just the first run. Come back here, do another once over. A lot of times we miss things. Back to the Adam's apple. I'm going to be cleaning this all up anyways, but there we go again. So we want it to be clean. All right, now this is where the grooming really comes into play and I think makes a big difference. Now, this isn't nearly as perfect as I want it to be. So I'm taking this off. I'm going straight blade, pulling it all the way back so I don't kill myself or stab myself. Turn it on. Now, like I said earlier, this is thicker, okay? So I come in and just do some touch-ups. All right? So it's just certain areas that I want to touch up to make it a little tighter. Yeah, my mustache and beard are tight. This is where I really want to concentrate. It's right here. I want to make sure this is all smooth and, you know, flush. I don't want a line here, okay? I want it all to blend in. So I come here and I kick this out a little. As you can see, it starts to smooth it out. There we go. I also come to the top. Okay. I will come back here and touch this up because sometimes there's certain angles it doesn't get it, but I don't go flush because I don't want this to be all of a sudden, you know, closer than this. I want this to blend. But as you can see here, it needs some touching up a little bit here. So I kind of just go around the sides, make sure it blends perfectly. All right, then I'm gonna always kind of come back here. I'm always kind of trimming the neck. So there we go. All right. For the most part, we're done with this beast, okay? Wasn't that hard, was it? Very simple. Again, we wanna make sure this isn't all the way up a lot of times. Also, we don't need to spend tons and tons of money on a razor if you can't afford one. Like I said, the thing I wouldn't do is if you go anywhere and you see the box has been open and kind of rewrapped or plastic wrapped, you do not want that. A lot of times people return them, and I purchased those, and a lot of times the motors are burnt out or there always seems to be a problem. Make sure it's brand new. And yeah, again, Sally's Beauty Supplies has great ones, but you don't have to always go that high. Like I said earlier, CVS, Walgreens, Target have great ones, all different prices. And you may even want to buy a beard trimmer. Maybe instead of this, usually they're smaller up here, but they have different increments where very minuscule. So you could do a lot of different things, more for detailing and stuff. But this always works as well, okay? Let's move on. All right, next phase, let's shave. Now, normally I would jump in the shower right now to do most of this, okay? Because I would take a shower. I let the steam, the heat, and everything soften everything up for me right now, okay? But I can't do this in the shower, so let's do this. When I use, now you can use any shaving cream you want. I actually like Skin Mate. It's a women's brand. I like the ladies' shaving cream the best, but I can use anything. Honestly, it doesn't faze me. So this is just one I have here. I don't even know who the hell it is. It's my girlfriend's. And I have the Art of Shaving downstairs, too. We have that. But that, you got the brush and the whole bullshit. And not a lot of people are going to get caught up doing that. And I don't even want to get caught up doing that stuff a lot of times. So here's the deal, though. When using this shaving cream, or when putting shaving cream on, I put it over my entire face. Because I'm going to be sculpting my entire face. I want to see everything I'm doing from top to bottom, if that makes sense. This is a very smooth style cream, so it's not foamy, but it works. Also, I'm gonna go back here, all across my entire face. Okay, everywhere, and I'm gonna show you why I do this. All right, oh yeah, here. These are my favorite blades, these Schlicks ST2s. These I love, affordable. Again, CVS, Walgreens, most of them have them. All right, a lot of guys too have problems with blades. Do not worry about it. Take your time, but again, don't hold these too tight. Don't dig and, kind of force the cut. Let it come gradually. Soft. The softer you are, the better you are. You may have to take more strokes. Who gives a shit? You just want to keep going with it. A lot of people are just trying to hit and do it on one stroke or two strokes. It's not like that, guys. You want to just keep going. And again, this is almost flimsy. I'm in total control, but it's definitely not going to cut me. And around this area again, back to the Adam's apple, I want to breathe in or suck in. There we go. Now hair, as far as this line goes, you get very good because it'll stop you. Boom, boom. It almost, you'll start to know after you do this for a while. Then I come over here and I show you how I do a perfectly straight line. Same with hair. I've done this so many times, I'm looking in the camera. I'm not even looking at what I'm doing as far as detail. But once you do it time and time again, it just becomes second nature shaving. Especially for you young guys, I know it's not easy. All right, hold on. Let's rinse this baby off. You want to always keep your blade clean. The neck, I'd say, for the most part, in my opinion, is the hardest. Okay? Now I'm going to come up here. I am going to come all the way down. All the way down. And you're going to start to see, I can see everything that I'm doing. It may not show up on the camera as well, but by putting cream all over my face, I can see everything I've done and haven't done. So I also come down here. Hopefully you can see that. I stop right there. But I am going to make a perfect line that comes down here. And I'll show you. Very simple. And when I do my head here, I go all the way up. Okay? Same with here. all the way up, all the way back too. Then I come here, and again, I'm shaving really my entire face. I am making sure everything is as clean as possible and it flows. Back to under here, a lot of guys miss this because of, nose hairs, whatever. You do not want to miss underneath your nose. You also do not want to miss underneath your lip, especially if you got a girlfriend, wife, whoever, you're kissing people. You don't want to stab them. I use the tongue again. Right? I go under here, again, push out. Right? Then I come over the top here of the eyebrow, which I'll show you how to kind of trim those as well. I'm always coming up here. It's kind of, it's exfoliating to a razor. So it's cleaning up a lot of dead skin when you hit your entire face. I know a lot of guys only shave here, right? Or they may shave there. But in my opinion, the more you shave up here, the cleaner it looks, okay? So now I'm looking at this. I also take this blade. I'm going to come here and do this. Trim it right around the ear. Same here as well. Okay? Also, I'm going to come behind the neck. Again, grab this beast. We're here. And we're going to come around the neck here. And then behind my head doesn't look as perfect as normal, but I just want to keep things moving here for us. Usually I'll make sure everything's exact, but there we go. And then I go even lower. Again, I would be doing this in the shower or without a shirt. So that should really be about it. I also come in, actually, I should say deep here, and I'm going to show you how to use a tweezer too. So there we go. So now what we're going to do, back to the mirror again, we're going to use the very high intensity magnified side, I guess you could say. And I'm going to look at this, right? Well, I am going to look at this, okay? When I'm looking at it through this mirror, it is magnified. I can see every hair that's in it or out of place, okay? So, for instance, I could see, again, under the nose here, or under the nose, there's hairs. Hair as well. I can see a couple spots I missed. And I'm sure you've seen guys who've shaved and they miss spots up here. They have hair sticking out. We don't want that. Up here, too, I'm going to shave. Around here, I'm seeing I miss things. Looking through this mirror is a lifesaver. It is a game changer because a lot of times we're looking too far away, or say you do it in a shower. I have a mirror in the shower, but say you don't. You get out a lot of times, you just forget, okay? So again, I go over it again, and I can see for the most part, I've covered everything. And to remember, a lot of times people, or you're taking photos or things from the side, make sure the side is great. A lot of times we're just looking at it straight on, okay? All right, now what I do a lot of times is if I come to the neck here, as you can tell, it's very, now it's getting very detailed. I even come up higher. I like to come way up here for me sometimes. And then when I'm here, again, it keeps getting more chiseled. So let me wash the cream off my face and come right back. All right, for me, that's about as far as I go with the trimmers and shaving, okay? So now what I would go into is my eyebrows. It's gonna be very hard to show you this. I usually do this with the mirror though. I go in very close and I trim my own eyebrows. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to show you because I can't see here because it's very specific, but for the most part, I'll try my best. But I go in here, for instance, and I go there and I push your eyebrow here, say it's going this way or this way. I kind of go up to it and then I push it this way and it all pops out and then I trim them like I would trim anything else. I'll try to do some here for you, but it's not easy because I usually have the magnifying mirror. But again, it's usually just combing. You can go up or you can go down too. Down's usually better for me. So I go down and then I pull this way, then I trim. They're not too long right now. But that is usually, it's very simple. A lot of guys don't know how to trim their own eyebrows. I also come, over here and trim them. All right, try one more time to show you this. So again, you're gonna go down, push, and then trim when they pop out. All right, I also come back over here to make sure that is very good too. All right. Again, this ain't gonna be easy to show you, but I'm gonna show you. So I think one of the best investments you can make, what is this style here? I don't have glasses. Tevezzer, man? I don't know, my girlfriend gets all the greatest stuff. Tweezers, really high-end tweezers. To really have a clean, nice look to your face, you know, it's one thing to get a great beard. I see guys who get great beard, you know, or have, you know, a great look here, even take care of themselves here. Then you see them and they got, you know, ear hair popping up all over the place, okay? So that's the last thing we want to do. We want to get, again, a mirror like this, magnified. So in this case, I'm very magnified. And I'm looking here and I can see all the hair sticking out of my ears. So like right now, and sometimes, believe it or not, there'll be a 1/4 inch, 1/2 inch. They get big. Not only do we want to pull our around here, okay, it's inside too. If you've ever seen, a lot of guys have a lot of hair sticking out of here. Truthfully, it's gross. I mean, it's brutal. Also, a lot of people don't pay attention to the top of the nose. A lot of people, you know, their hair's growing out here. It's brutal. You got to get in there and knock it out. So I got one right there. All right. Also, as you like the eyebrow. All right, we're going to get right in between her, unless you want that look. But again, you have to have, I think, a great, you know, tweezers to get it right. And then I kind of come around and make sure all the hairs are, all the wacky ones, you know, I'm grooming all the time, so I don't have a lot of hair here. But again, you want to make sure you hit the ear. Also, peel the ear back. There's a lot of times a lot of hair is growing out that way. So you really need to pay attention. Here's the big dog, nose hairs. Most people think, you know, they just go in with a trimmer. They do it once a month or every few months. Trim your nose hairs. I don't care what anybody says because it's gross. At least in my opinion. A lot of people don't even realize when they're talking or like they put their head back or they're, whatever the case may be, you're looking at inside their nose. It looks like a goddamn forest preserve in there. I'm not going to do a ton of this because it's gross in itself. But what I do is, one is when you're doing your nose, you could just, you know, obviously pluck your nose hairs. Go in every which way. Also learn how to move your nose so you can see and pull. Again, I use the magnifying mirror to really get in there, but I make sure everything is clean. Make sure you move that nose around and make sure you get in deep, okay? Because that is a game changer, especially if you're younger and you're wanting to start meeting women and stuff. A lot of guys I could see, they're clean shaved, they look great, and all of a sudden they got these nose hairs sticking out, or they're on a date or something. And truthfully, a lot of times, man, there's like boogers and shit, and they're hanging out. I call them Tarzan. You've seen it. You got a guy, you know, who's got a booger hanging on his nose hair. We got to get rid of that shit, dog. All right, so in a nutshell, that's what I do. Then I would basically, after I do something like this, I would do this in the shower. If I was to do it, what I just showed you, that's where I like doing it. I get the best shaves in there, and then I would come out and put some type of cream on my face. So you can do whatever you want. I will wrap it up with this. So, and here's the thing. Buy the facial creams that you can afford. A lot of times people spend too much money on ones that may be better than others. Don't get caught up in that. Go with what you can afford when it comes to face cream and eye cream. That's just my opinion. Something is better than nothing, but definitely we don't want to go broke using, you know, all these different types of products. I understand that completely. Plus, it's another step. I know this gets aggravating because of all the different, or the length of time it takes. But in this case, I definitely come in and then I'm just going to put creams. Again, I'm always pushing everything up like this. I learned that in modeling school, actually, way back in the 80s. This lady taught me. So again, we want to moisturize. We kind of, you know, we just shaved our head and stuff. We want to take care of our skin here a little bit. Back to the neck too. Always make sure you're putting creams on your neck, especially as you get older. I'm 51 now, and also down here as well. I've lived in Florida and California a majority of my life, so the sun takes a major toll. And again, we want to go all the way back, okay, underneath. At least I do. And then I'm going to wrap it up with some eye cream. Call it a day, guys. Let's put some eye cream on here. You know, underneath. A lot of people say you do this right, you should do it this way. I'm doing it this way. You know, everyone's nuts with this stuff. But I definitely like eye cream. Been using it my whole life. I put some actually in between here too because of my lines. And I even go here sometimes with it too. So hopefully that helped you. If you have any questions, let me know. But don't be afraid of this damn thing. I'm telling you right now, this could be your best friend. This can save you thousands of dollars. I'm not kidding. Picture every time you go for a haircut, $20. You go for a shave, it could be $20 to $50. Whatever you're spending, when you learn how to do this, think you can do. For one, you can do it whenever you want to do it. And two, if you spend, say, $20, $30 on this, it lasts, usually I'd say at least a couple years. Just make sure you don't drop them. They are kind of finicky. Make sure the blades are clean. Here, you get kind of this. so you can clean the blade. Take care of it, and I think I said it earlier, you can oil it up to make sure. But this is maybe one of the best investments you can make. Yeah, so I'll wrap it up there. If you get a chance, check out my podcast, The Rich Celenza Show. I'm also on LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. I don't know what else is there to do. That's it. Take care.